Well, many thanks indeed for keeping it Citizen TV, and welcome to another exciting edition of Monday Football. It's a searing 21 degrees Celsius here in Nairobi, but I can tell you we also have a blazing show right here on Monday Football, the hashtag Monday Football. Talk to us, let us know what you think about today's guest, because today we are featuring the Homeless Street Football Team. And to tell us a bit more about them, and especially to introduce the members, I'm joined by none other than the captain of the team, and Peris Momanyi. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good. Now, you also just briefly introduce me to some of the members of the team, and I'll hand over the mic to you at this time.
She's Fozia. She's Doris. Hawa. She's Nderi. Faye. Mercy. Fozia. Siombua. Kaya. And Josephine, Naomi, Winnie, Lucy, Elizabeth, Sabina, Doris, she's Terry, Mbugwa, she's Doris, Christine, Stella, Terry, Mise, Ajus, and Purity.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much. I'm sure later on you'll be telling us why everyone is wearing different jerseys, but you don't seem to have a unified jersey. I know that's one of the big talking points that we have today. I'm not alone on the show today. We're joined by Michael Kinya and Bernard Dong. But for now, I know Dong needs to take us and let us know what else you can expect in the show moving forward. Dong, over to you.
Thank you very much, Waiga Maro, of course, just giving us an introduction of the members of the street football, or better known as the Homeless Football Team, just introducing some of the members. And also this afternoon, honored to have our very own DJ Crossfade. Remember, Waiga Maro earlier on hinted that the fact that we are under the hot sun is about, I think it's more than 21 degrees as he had earlier stated. I believe it's much, much more. We also have our very own resident DJ. He's very lucky to be seated under the shade, and that is DJ Crossfade. Of course, he is our resident DJ, and he'll be just mixing for us, just providing for us some light music, just to give the show some different dimension. Crossfade.
I can't explain this feeling. See, my Soweto baby. I love the bounce of my lover. The way you're shaking against me, girl, you give me fire. Girl, your body, girl, fire. Girl, you give me the fire.
Well, it's amazing when you say Kenya has never won the World Cup in football. Yes, it's a team that has won. This team are recognized as world champions. They've done it before, and they are gunning to do it once again this year. A lot of challenges in there. We'll talk about the challenges later, but today we're here to see what they actually go through every day in terms of training. But to take us through everything else about the team and the association, Moha.
Yes.
I've never called you Mohammed Ahmed.
Yes.
It's the first time I'm calling you by that, but I know I hope I can refer to you as Moha.
Yes, Mike.
Tell me, the last time we hosted you on Monday Football,
yes,
you were with the president of the association.
Yes.
And it was an open session where we are asking questions.
Yes.
Any progress since then?
Well, Mike, first of all, let me thank you and Citizen Crew for inviting us to for this show and bringing the crew to the City Stadium. We really appreciate that. Well, about the question that you have asked about the federation, we have been in touch with them. We have communicated to them our interest, and the Secretary General Esakwa referred to us to go back to the grassroots, the branches. We have done that. The letter has been sent to him for our certificate, so we are still waiting for the certificate and confirmation that we are part of the main football.
What has been happening? Because I know you since 2008. The first time in 2008 you're going to Australia, I believe.
Yes.
And you're asking for funds then.
Yes.
Since 2008, the federation has never recognized that there is street homeless football in Kenya?
Well, everybody, all the officials know about street soccer on their own, but we have never had the official recognition that we require by giving us a certificate and a letter for recognition. We have never done that. Nick Mwendo, the president, the current president, has promised to do that, and we're really hoping that he will fulfill his promise.
Well, so much about that. The team now is preparing for two events. I get confused which one is which. There is something in France, there's something elsewhere. Take us through what the team is preparing for right now?
Well, there are two tournaments.
Yes.
The first tournament and most important tournament is defending our cup in Glasgow, UK, in Scotland.
Which cup is it?
That is Homeless World Cup. Yeah, that's about 48 teams for the main cup for the men and 16 teams for national teams for the women team. Yeah, so we are going to defend that cup in Glasgow. But
what are the dates? Glasgow, what are the dates? When are you supposed to go to Glasgow?
Early July, from 7th to 19th of July.
Okay.
That will be the summer of this year. And then we were very lucky because we won the cup in Paris in 2011.
Yes.
Those people, the federation, they knows us. You know, in Europe and Western world, people take street soccer very seriously. So the federation is very keen on the achievement made by the street soccer in Europe. So the federation came there and they know us. They know us as an association. So what they did after seeing our clip and winning the beating world champions, they decided to invite us in their own World Cup as an 11-a-side event, whereby it's an 11-a-side event and it will be played by the side of a Euro Cup. You know, it will be like a curtain raiser for Euro Cup.
Okay, yeah. Euro 2016 is in France.
Yes.
This tournament is also being played in France.
Yes.
So it's the same thing that happens when there's the main World Cup.
Yes, to promote football, women football, yeah.
To promote women football.
Yes.
Okay, fine. We'll talk about those two tournaments and what these players are gearing up for. But for now, let's get the show on the road. Banandong, what do we have in terms of the stories of the day?
Well, Michael Kenny, thank you very much for just giving us some insights as far as street football is concerned, interacting with the president. And back to local football, let's give you some breaking news. We understand that Gor Mahia's new coach has arrived in the country. We understand that he arrived at about 30 minutes past 9 in the morning, and that is the Brazilian. He's known as Jose Marcelo Ferreira, or better known as Zé Maria, a former Seleção international. He is, of course, arrived today morning for a 2-year contract. That's what we understand from our sources. He's going to be in charge of Gor Mahia. Remember the fact that Frank Natal left last week. Allegedly, he's heading to Egypt to coach one of the top Egyptian clubs there. So let's take a look at how he arrived and just get his insights as far as his new role in charge of the mighty Kogalo.
The job last year, because this team are the champion, last champion, and I'm here to do my best and try to win again the championship. This is my expectation for this year.
Well, that was the new head coach of Gor Mahia FC, Jose Marcelo Ferreira, who's going to take charge in the course of this week. He'll be unveiled formally this week by the Green Army, just to find out whether or not to be able to return the fortunes of the good club. Remember, last season they clinched the Sportpesa Premier League, and this season, the season has been quite tasking for the team. Over the weekend, they were playing against City Stars, and still, Gor Mahia is yet to win a game. They drew 2-2 with City Stars. Here are the highlights of that match.
But it's a wonders cross into the box. Victor Odhiambo comes out, and Gor Mahia equalizing immediately through George Blackberry Odhiambo. Field captain Musa Mohammed, long ball, nice. Walu Simbi into the center, and a second goal. Second goal from George Blackberry Odhiambo. Gor Mahia have woken up. Gor Mahia turning the heat. Looking to link up with Bagel. Bagel shot! Oh! City Stars coming, score! Oh! Equalizer coming in from City Stars. And it's the new man on the field with the goal.
Well, Sofapaka have been having a run of bad luck here at the goal. They've been unable to protect their goal, and they've been unable to score on the other side. They continued their winless run, losing by a goal to Bandari FC, with a former Sofapaka star, that is Musa Mude, slotting home the winner. Remember, of course, Sofapaka are the 2009 Premier League champions.
But just pushing them out. Oh, this is a shot that comes in! A lucky shot coming from Musa Mude. Wasn't expected by anyone. But how does he do this? At a time when everything looked very deadlocked, I think the defense then gets caught napping. And the worry was obviously, at that moment, on Kentile and the defenders. And I think that's what the celebration is all about at the moment. They will blame themselves when they...
Well, in other news that took place over the weekend, Tusker and Ushuru FC shared the spoils in a high-scoring match as the score ended 2-2 at the Machakos Stadium in Machakos County.
And then a little touch back, and that one puts it in the net for Eric Okosa. The Ushuru side was looking the more likely side to score any time. To the feet of the Tusker strikers, Mieno tries to bring it back into a dangerous situation. Kamati has been left onside, and he has a strike that puts it in the net. Oh, the Tusker side will celebrate this one as well. Just about 5 men from the Ushuru side in the box. Okello decides to punch it back into the infield. Oh, well, the defenders then mix themselves up as Ushuru will just pick it up and go into the area. It's in the net. It comes from the left side, and it comes from Rogers Ochieng. Mieno will bring in the corner. Odoji wasn't going for it. It's Eugene, or rather, it's Chivachi, I think.
Well, it seems there were a lot of draws over the weekend. And there was another draw as well. Ulinzi Stars were facing off against Western Steam, and that match ended 1-1. But of course, after looking at the highlights of the weekend action, that was the SportsPesa Premier League. Interesting results, a lot of draws, but the biggest talking point was the fact that Gor Mahia, the defending SportsPesa Premier League champions, are yet to win a victory. And one of the reasons why somebody would say that the mighty Kogalo are misfiring this season is the fact that they're missing the services of some of their star players who have left the club, who have moved on to greater fortunes. And one of those players is Michael Olunga. He, of course, is plying his trade in Sweden. And we managed to interact with him via Skype, just to tell us how life is there in Sweden. He's playing in Stockholm, and he's been scoring amazing goals. And he tells us one of the things that he misses, the fact that he misses the Kenyan culture, the Kenyan food, and he has a bit of a challenge when it comes to the language. Here's part one of my colleague Waiga Mwaura's interaction with Michael Olunga.
Michael Olunga recently signed a 4-year deal with a Swedish club. Today, for the first time, we speak to him exclusively on Citizen TV about life in Sweden, football in Sweden, and Gor Mahia. Michael Olunga, mambo vipi?
Poa sana Mwaiga.
Habari ya maisha huko Sweden?
Maisha iko poa, si mbaya, tunang'ang'ana tu nayo. Kabaridi kiasi yake, lakini tunashukuru tu God kwa life.
Good to hear. Recently, your coach called you a complete striker. In fact, that's one of the big stories of the weekend. How does that make you feel? Umefika Sweden juzi, and those are the kind of comments you're getting from your coach.
Kwanza na thank to God kwa kukuja huku, alafu nikapata hiyo opportunity ya kusign for team. Ni one of the biggest team hapa around Stockholm, na kusema kweli coach amenisaidia sana.
Sasa kabla tuongee mambo za zile mabao umefunga, jina ya timu yako imepea wanahabari shida sana. Hebu tueleze, how do you pronounce the name of the team that you're currently playing for?
Inaitwa Djurgården.
Djurgården. Djurgården. Okay, hiyo nimeipata. Umefunga mabao ngapi sasa hivi? Na hii ulifunga juzi. How did you feel when you scored such a classic goal?
So far nimefunga 3 goals. Nimekuwa kwa starting lineup 2 times. Nimeingia as a sub 4 times. Na hii juzi venye nilifunga hiyo draw tulicheza na team inaitwa Elfsborg.
Yes.
2-2. Nilifeel poor, confident because as a player coach aliniamini na akanipatia hiyo starting lineup chance, na mimi nilifeel personally good because niliweza kumreward na hiyo goal despite pia to have so many chance.
Good. Umeongea sana kuhusu coach Olson, lakini hujatuelezea kuhusu teammates wako. How have they treated you? How have they accepted you into the team? Tueleze kwa ufupi.
Kwa timu yangu tuko na 5 Africans. Squad yetu ni ya 25 players, 5 of them ni Africans. Mimi kuna a Zimbabwean, a South African, a Gambian na a Liberian. So each and every teammate amekuwa akini support. Hata before ni sign walikuwa wananiuliza umesainiwa, how is the going, because nilikuwa na show a lot of potential, so walikuwa wanataka kujua kama nimesainiwa ama bado.
Sasa nataka tuongee mambo ya ile team ilikujenga sana hapa Kenya, Gor Mahia. Sijui kama umesikia zile mambo zinafanyika huku Kenya, bwana Olunga.
Sijasikia.
Gor Mahia imeenda wakati ulitoka ilikuwa unbeaten. Juzi wameshindwa na AFC Leopards na pia hawajashinda tangu season ianze. How does that make you feel, considering kama ungekuwa hapa Kenya tuna assume by now ungekuwa ushafunga mabao kadhaa?
Kama kuna maybe technical bench maybe haiko together na team, ama the office management ama fans wako together with the team, either hiyo link moja ikiwa broken utapata inaenda ku affect the rest of the players, because football si only inachezewa inside the pitch, outside the pitch pia ni important, because hata players wanakuwa affected na what's happening outside the pitch. So whenever pressure imeingia kwa team ina affect everyone, the fans, the players, the football management. So unapata results hazita come along hiyo time yenye maybe pressure iko, but once kila kitu imekuwa settled na everyone ako now focus, ile team iko sahi, team yani iko na good morale, there's high spirit in the camp, utapata results zitakuwa zinakuja automatically.
So mambo wewe unaona after a while tukipea Gor Mahia a chance, hopefully watapata rhythm yao tena vile nyinyi mlikuwa mmepata rhythm wakati mlikuwa?
Mimi nasema tu ni a matter of time, because niko sure when maybe watapata their first win, kila mtu ataona guys, this is now we are starting our season now, so maybe itawapatia some kind of boost ama morale, and then each and everyone ata look forward to giving his best, because once coach ata find his winning formula, it will be very hard to break into the squad. Na hiyo ndo kitu maybe sahi coach ana try to find, because when maybe ali lose maybe tuseme kama mimi Medikagere na Aliabondo, maybe ana try ku find a new partnership yenye atatumia. So niko very sure once coach atafind hiyo partnership na ifunge na aikwe game wameshinda, for the rest of the season for sure itakuwa ni hiyo partnership ndio inacheza. So mwenye hapo hivyo ni all a matter of taking the opportunity, na the goals when zimeanza kukuja victory itakam, na victory kisha come, so wana build from there, na hopefully we gonna see a good competition na spirited league this year.
Asante. Nataka tuongee kuhusu mambo mengine sasa. Which team do you support in England, Michael Olunga?
Mimi na supporting Real Madrid, lakini ningependa kuchezea Arsenal.
Tuelezee kuhusu ile video ilienda viral on social media where you are talking directly to Arsene Wenger. Ulifanya hiyo video siku gani na what was the thinking behind it?
Hiyo video ni watu wa BBC walikuwa wananihoji during after season imeisha. So after season kuisha watu wa BBC walikam kunihoji, so mimi wakaniuliza tu, sasa hivi ungepata chance ya kuongea na Arsene Wenger ungemwambia nini? Niliweka kamera nikajirecord mwenyewe, waliniuliza like a question, sasa ungepata chance ya kuongea na Arsene Wenger ungemwambia nini? Nikasema tu mimi na feel like nikasema tu na feel I'm the best player, na nikasema nimefunga certain number of goals, na nikipewa hiyo opportunity nitajaribu my level best ni form a good like ni reward his faith, na mimi sikujua itamfikia, but kama ilifikia ni sawa.
Well, of course, that is Michael Olunga, the former Gor Mahia striker. He is flying straight now in Sweden, in Stockholm. And you do know the fact that, of course, he was one of the key players for the mighty Kogalo last season. I enabled them to actually go unbeaten, and he was also one of the top scorers for the Green Army. Now, we're joined by the head coach of this home. It's interesting that the name of this particular sport, but I understand it's Homeless Street Soccer. Coach, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon on the Monday Football Show. For people who want to understand what the game is all about, what are the rules? Is it similar to the conventional football that we're used to? Is it the same, coach? Is it the same as the football that we're used to, coach?
My name is Alex Mwangi. This football it is not the same as the usual football, because the size of the pitch is small. It measures like 18 meters to 22 meters, and then there are different rules, like the penalty kick. You're supposed to dribble the ball direct to the keeper without moving backwards, and then you shoot direct to the keeper, and then when the keeper makes a save, you're not supposed to make the second shot. Okay. And something else is about the throw-ins. The throw-ins, you are not supposed to throw over the head. You are supposed to throw under the under. You're supposed to roll the ball under. Also, the ball, the game itself is played 4v4 variation. That is the goalkeeper and the 3 players inside, and it is a 4v4. It is not like 11 aside as the normal football. So, and also the substitute, they are flying. You are not supposed to stop the game. You just call your teammates and you come in.
What does that mean? So, for example, if a player, you want to do a substitution, you want to do a change, as the game is going on, there's no stop of, you don't wait for a stop of play, you just do it as the game is going on. Yeah, when the match is going on, when you want to make a substitute, you just call, the coach supposed to call to alert the player who is supposed to come in, so that they just change without stopping the game from the referee. Maybe just wait for the ball to come out and then you can substitute. Coach, if looking at the number of players on the pitch, you've said that it's 4 aside. How then, when it comes to your training, when it comes to preparation, for example, what are you preparing for, and what goes into the training of a structure or a format that involves only 4 players? 5, I believe, 4 with including the goalkeeper, right? Actually, it's supposed to be 8 players. Okay. So when the 4 players are playing inside, the other 4 are substituted outside there. Okay. So what happens during my training? Like now we are still on our training. This is our 3rd week, and by the end of this week, I'll be having a provincial squad of 12 players, of which I'll be training with them until. I think the last 2 weeks I'll be able to remain with the 8 players. So what I normally do, we normally have the pitch. We have one pitch in, we have 3 pitches in Nairobi. One, it is in Huruma. The other one is in Madare Youth Sports Center. And the other one is in Makongeni Primary School. So what we normally do, we normally train thrice per week. We train on Tuesday. Coach, I'm talking about your format, because I know if you're training for, or is it the same? Like for 11 players, the standard format for 4 players, is there something different that you have to work on to ensure, because there are less players on the pitch? Okay. Regarding when you see the pitch itself, it is a small area. So what we normally do, we normally work on the aspects of good technique of passing, and we must be very fast. So I work on quick feet, I work on the technique of passing, I work also with the mental aspect, that is concentration, and then normally I have a way of play that they must stand in a shape or V-shape, so that when they play the ball, they're always supporting themselves on a V-shape manner. So you have been coach for how many years? And I understand that in 2011 Kenya, of course, triumphed, and then since then we haven't even featured in the last few. We've featured one off. How did you perform in the last time?
Last time we participated in France with the girls team, and actually we won the trophy. And I participated in 2006. That was our first time that we participated in the Homeless World Cup. By then we came position 5. I was the captain, and I was the captain and acting. I was playing both sides, the captain and the coach. And this year we are preparing very well. We are hoping to retain our cup back and also represent our country well.
Thank you very much. Of course, that is the head coach of the Homeless Street Football coach. That's Mr. Alex Mwangi, just giving us his insight, the technical aspects. He just told us about how the game is played. What is key is the fact that it's 4 players who are playing on the pitch. A slight difference, a significant difference to the conventional football that we're used to. But something that is, of course, we're used to very much is music on the show on Monday Football. And I can tell you for a fact, I can see Waiga Mwaura is seated. He's happy there, seated under the shade while we roasty under the sun. But nonetheless, it's good for us just to be and try and interact and just show a dimension of the game that we have not known before. Waiga, over to you there with DJ Crossfade.
Well, thank you so much, Bernard Ndong. Right now we're on the terraces at the City Stadium, and I'm joined by Conrad. He's come all the way from Germany. He's actually been a part of the team that we are featuring here today on Monday Football, and I was curious to find out just what motivated him to get involved with a team like this one.
Well, I was not with that team, but with the Shy team. So it was, I think 2 years ago I used to work with the Shy team and Alex together, and I just won, it was a voluntary service, so I was motivated to come to Kenya to see Kenya, and then I came with Shy, and that was what was motivating me.
Does Germany have a homeless team?
Yes, I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not so into football, but there's a lot of football in Germany too. Probably you know the Bundesliga, so yes. But still, there must be a homeless team too.
For the amount of years you spent in the country, I'm putting that about 2 to 3 years, or you've been here for longer. What has been your take on Kenya's football in general? What's your assessment?
To football in Kenya? Yes, like the stadium. I used to watch a lot of matches here in the stadium. You know the Shy has the shop down here, so we always sell a lot when there's the game. So I watched a lot of matches, especially the Gor Mahia matches and the FC.
Who are you supporting then?
Gor Mahia.
You're a Gor Mahia fan, okay. Good. We'll talk. Kevin Kihima also joins us. He just found out the show is happening here and he decided to come and see what's going on. Kevin, we'll support Team Gani and of course, nini mekuleta hapa leo?
Locally, I'm a fan of AFC Leopards. We bet Gor Mahia. I'm a footballer too. If I'm not playing, I like watching football. So when I heard the show is here, so I'm always around. So I support some of my friends are here playing football. Yeah, that's it.
Good. We'll be back. We'll talk with more. People are building up behind us, and of course, even as they come in, we'll see what we can do to get some of their comments on what's happening here, what's happening with the team currently on the field, and of course, with Kenyan football in general. But for now, DJ Crossfade is on the 1s and 2s as always. Today, he's given our guest DJs a break. Let's give him a chance to see whether he still has what it takes. We haven't had him here for a while. This is what he's been cooking in the kitchen for us.
Ah, je suis Seigneur. Ahmed Bakayoko, l'homme du peuple. Jean-François Ndengue. Ndengue, le fils de peuple. C'est bon. Allez, temporiser. Milan, le fils de veiller. Allez, temporiser. Milan, le fils de peuple. Allez, temporiser. Le boss Paul Obambi. Donne la photo. Tout est convoqué. Tout est convoqué. Écoutez.
If I show you my money, are you gonna dance? And when she came to say she knows the man, boy, would you give me some? Shorty wanna rock, shorty wanna shorty said, make you give me back shots. Shorty wanna rock, shorty wanna
Well, welcome back to Monday Football. Keep talking to us. Thank you, everyone who's tweeting us, everyone who's sending us an SMS on 22422. I know Michael Kinyi is compiling some of your information, and he'll be reading that before the next interview. Now, if you've noticed today, as we've been conducting our interviews, we've been doing a bit of a jig. That's because it's the ground here is very hot because of the state of the turf. It's actually getting hotter and hotter even as we progress. The ground is getting hotter as well, and thus we are facing minor challenges. But nevertheless, we'll continue bringing you the show up until the very end. And for now, part 2 of that interview with Michael Olunga, we had that on Skype, and he told us a bit about how life out there is, how the challenges, what sort of challenges he's facing rather, and how he's overcoming them as well. Here is part 2 of that interview.
Bwana Olunga, wakati ulikuwa Kenya, Wakenya walikuwa nakuita the engineer kwa sababu ya mambo ya masomo. Sasa umeenda Sweden, bado unaendelea na hizo masomo, na umefika wapi?
Nikitoka Kenya niko third year second semester. Nilikuwa hapo Technical University of Kenya nikifanya hiyo geospatial engineering. So venye nilikamuku nimeshaini kwa about the informations, na chenye nangoja ni kuna personal number yenye lazima upate apart from, because nishapata working permit na studying permit. So nikishapata hiyo personal number, so it's all about kuenroll, na hopefully leo wamenitumia email na wamenishauri naweza enroll on Tuesday. So hopefully next semester wakianza nita join. So sasa bado na learn tu Swedish kidogo.
Na umefika wapi hiyo mambo ya kulearn Swedish? How many words can you speak?
Anaweza ongea so many words, naweza tunga sentences.
Naomba usalimie familia yako Kenya kwa inaitwa unaitwa Kiswedish. Uswizi, hebu salimia jamii.
Salimia tu nikisema hey. Kama good morning, hiyo ni good morning, good night. Wewe sema hurmodu, hiyo ni what are you doing right now. So Swedish nikienda kudoze ni makasete za Swedish tunasikia. Kasete zinaongea Swedish nasikia. So pole tu naanza kujua, because unajua pia most of the time coach ana communicate in Swedish.
That's
so
right.
Kwako as a player ni very important, because kuna certain words zenye zinakupita na saa zingine hujui kutranslate. So ni important to get one or two things.
Speaking about coach, Harambee Stars ina kocha mpya Stanley Okumbi. Sijui kama ushapata chance ya kutrain under him, and of course we are expecting you in Kenya very soon to train for an Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. I hope utakuwa pia unakam kujoin ile team iko hapa. Your thoughts about Harambee Stars size vile iko?
Personally nilisikia walichagua Stanley Okumbi because pia coach anaitwaje Nick Mwendo ndiye alichaguliwa president wa FKF. So after hapo nikasikia kulikuwa na changes in the technical bench, so walishatutumia like mimi nilipata invitation yangu personally, because the club you golden walisema wali receive this week. So sijui because tuko na match until late, but naweza sema tu sahi, unajua football pia ni all a matter of venye watu tulisemanga management, like preparations. So unajua it's like a beginning of a new era. Tuwezi sema like we are going to judge anyone like right now. Tunataka tu kuona what's gonna happen under this new regime.
Kitu gani wewe miss sana about Kenya?
About food nae unajua tu lazima kuwa una miss vitu za food za Kenya, ugali, unajua masamaki, kuku. Lakini hiyo yenye iko hizi tu mahamburger, mapizza tunazipika pole tu tukiendelea.
Umezizoea?
Nishaanza kuzizoea. So unajua pia huku kuna a lot of Kenyans pia wamekuwa wakikam kuni support kwa pitch. Alafu pia embassy ya Kenya huku pia wali recognize niko, so walikam stadium kuni watch nikiplay, na wame mobilize my fans. So whenever na play wana provide 10 tickets for Kenyans, wanakam kunitia, of which imekuwa very inspirational na supportive towards me.
Yako, how has your faith helped you in football?
Personally me believe in God, na believe pia God ndiye anatupatia talent, na yeye ndiye anaweza kunyang'anya talent, na bado amenipatia talent maybe, na kuna mtu mwingine pia mmoja hajapatiwa talent. Kwanza for me kukua hapa, it's like niko humble sana, because si ati ni kama ni right yangu, ni tu just a favor from God. So me believe after the goals that I score, it's all about God. So most of them I dedicate them to God or my family or to my fans, because na believe hao ndio wamestia career yangu towards penye niko mpaka saa hii, na hao ndio bado wata play a key role in either kama nitaendelea kushine mpaka career yangu ifike to the highest levels, ama maybe sometimes maybe career yangu itakuwa poa. But all in all, you have to give thanks to God. That's why mimi niko na strong faith na believe zinaenda pamoja.
Yes, sir.
Well, that is Michael Olunga doing a Skype interview with Citizen TV that was done by Wahiga Moore. Remember, every week we'll bring you a different player, not necessarily a player of the Harambee Stars, but players based outside the country, and they're doing well in football. Keep it locked. We will not tell you who the next player is, but believe you me, it's very interesting. This one will shock you on the next interview that we'll have on Skype. Well, we're back to the City Stadium and homeless street soccer. And Moha, we're talking about the challenges that this team has, and one of the things that I've noticed is equipment. Where do you get your equipment from?
Well, currently, Mike, you know, Kenyan football for women is very low, yeah, and we hardly get any equipment. Currently, we are borrowing from other clubs, you know, the clubs that train in City Stadium, but we don't have our own kits and maybe footballs, everything we have just borrowed from the City Stadium.
I've noticed that one of the things that they don't have is a goalkeeper. I don't know if we can have the goalkeeper with us.
Yes.
What's her name again?
Wait, madam.
I'll just engage her. I'll engage her for 2 seconds.
What's your name?
Hawa.
How are you?
Unacheza wapi ball?
Nacheza tu hapa mtaani.
Ulianza kucheza ball lini?
24.
Hizi gloves zako umekuwa nazo kwa muda gani? Hebu onyesha kamera hivi. Muonyeshe hizo. From so kamera nataka kuziona. Weka hivi. Weka hivi. Niambie umekuwa nazo for how long?
1 year. 1 year.
1 year umekuwa nazo. Na vile zimechapa hivyo unacheza nazo ball.
Sina zingine. Nacheza nikipata zingine itakuwa better.
Okay, sawa. Monday Football, we come to your ground. Sisi ukuja na zawadi pia. Si ati tunakuja tu empty handed. Nimeona gloves zako nikauliza president, are those the gloves that you use? Akaniambia sawa. So, hizi ni zetu za Monday Football, lakini nataka nikupatie hizi. So at least ukicheza ball usiseme huko na chance ukupe wa gloves zingine, sawa? Haya, so chomoa hizo uvaa hizi zingine. That's how we do it on Monday Football. When we see an opportunity, we use them. Na utanipatia hizi. Mimi nataka hizi. Ndio nijue utacheza nazo tena. So these ones are mine. Sasa wewe chukua hizi. Vaa hizo sasa.
Mike, this is a very great gesture.
We always try and promote where we can.
Yeah.
So Jagol will not complain that hatuna gloves the game. At least the game ziko sasa, sio?
Nimeshukuru sana.
Zinafilaje kwa mkono?
Comfortable.
Iko na grip.
Haya, muonyeshe mwenye kamera umeziba. Haya, sawa. Wewe rudi basi ucheze ball sasa. Hizi weka tu hapo kando, utanipea game ikisha, sio? Well, that's how we do it on Monday Football. When you have an opportunity, we will use it, we'll give it them out. So,
from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it. I'm glad to have it.
Karibu sana. So, tell me, in terms of funding,
yes,
how do you get funded for this? Because equipment you can borrow.
Yes.
You can get well wishers like now Monday Football comes on the ground and you get to have a pair of gloves.
Yes.
Yeah? So
Yeah.
how do you operate in terms of funding for the team?
Well, previously we used to be supported by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Currently, the system has a little bit changed, and we are not very close to the current minister. So currently, we don't have a ticket. We have a confirmation letter to attend the Homeless World Cup tournament, and they always provide for accommodation and food. Yeah, but you have to look for your own ways to obtain your own tickets. So if we are totally unable, we might go back to the same people that we were not able to obtain any tickets, and maybe they can decide to give us some tickets. But I would really wish to appeal to all well-wishers, our corporate companies, to come in this time and help. These are girls from very poor social background. Mm-hmm. Some of them come from the downside. very poor areas like Korokocho, Madare. So these are very needy girls, yeah, and they have got a lot of needs apart from, for them to train regularly. We have to give them food, yeah. We have to give them equipment. They need something to cover their bras, So there are a lot of needs. So we need some company at least to come in, those good companies, rich companies, to come in and at least try to support this team. Yeah, and they can make this country proud. I'm sure they can reclaim the cup that they won previously.
Now tell me, those are the challenges as far as the team is concerned. Yes. Do you have any programs? Because you've talked about, and the coach also spoke about, these players come from very disadvantaged backgrounds.
Yes.
You've talked about players coming from the dump site in Dandora.
Yes.
Is there any program that you have to uplift them and their lives outside football? What else do they do outside football with the organization?
Well, we have got those who attend our programs. So we have continuous programs, like we have some businesses around, like car wash, we have toilets in City Stadium, somewhere else. So we have got small business here and there, but apart from that, we try to approach well-wishers, good people who can try to support them. Most of them need to go back to school. Their school, they can still learn. So we encourage a lot. But the most important thing we do is give them workshops. Something that can at least help them to cope with the life outside there.
Finally, my final question would be, we've seen a lot of them here, and I know the story of Queen.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did Queen join this team, and what's the success story behind Queen?
Rosemary?
Yes, Rosemary.
Yeah, Rosemary is one of the most successful players we have ever had. We went with her to Melbourne in 2008 as a player. And we were really proud of the progress she made with her life. We made her a coach in 2011. And surprisingly, she got a sponsor from Europe who sponsored her to go back to school. So Rosemary went back to school. Yeah. She did her Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and she finished Form 4 last year. And that was very, very remarkable. She got a C-, and that was very, very remarkable, and that's a big achievement.
After how many years did she go back to school?
She's 36 years now. She's going 37. So at least I know some of these girls are much younger. If they're given an opportunity to go back to school, I'm sure they can do wonders, and they can be very good citizens and make a decent living at least. So we're trying to create ways and inventive strategies to make them have a living, a decent living, to make a decent living, make work for themselves. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Moha. We wish you all the best. I'm sure the sponsors are watching now, and they will come to your aid. I'm sure you'll not be stranded, so don't worry about that.
Biggest wish. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much.
And for citizens, thank you so much.
Karibu sana. Well, that is Moha talking to us about the Street Homeless World Cup. They don't just play football, but they're trying to uplift the lives of these girls who come from very disadvantaged backgrounds. You had their players here in this team that come from the Dandora dump site. There is a slum around the dump site, and that is where they live. All they need is an opportunity to make a living and to make a life out of football. Well, Bernard Ndong is standing by, and I'm sure he's got another surprise for us on the pitch on the other side. Bernard, what do you have for us?
Well, Michael Kinyi, thank you very much. Of course, they're interacting with the president of the Homeless Street Soccer, just giving us some insights about the game. And now we're going to do something very interesting. I'm sure you've been following the show, and you've noticed that we normally have something called perhaps sometimes a juggling challenge. Sometimes you have... Well, thank you very much. Of course, that was Michael Kinyi interacting with the president of the Homeless Street Soccer. And one key thing is the fact that you do know that during the show we normally have a section or segment called the challenge part of the show, and as usual we're staying true to that particular trend. And first of all, before I introduce to you what exactly we're going to be doing in the next few minutes, you'll be learning one of the reasons why we have this lady right here at the goalpost, and just tell us who she is and how long she's been playing street soccer.
Mr. Tanjoka, nimeingia hii mwaka street soccer.
Nini ilikufanya ukaanza kuchukua kuanza kucheza hii mchezo wa street soccer?
Kuna mahali kwa tumeenda tona, wakakuwa na select wase, saa nikaambiwa kuna selection nikam, ndio nikakam.
Rekodi yako ikoaje kama goalkeeper? Umefungwa ngapi ama ngapi umeprevent?
Okay, naweza sema nimefungwa kadhaa na nimeprevent mob. Ndio.
Kufungwa ni nyingi ama kwa zile umeprevent ndio nyingi?
Zile nimeprevent ndio mob.
Okay, thank you very much. Of course, that is the goalkeeper one of the reasons why she's standing right here is because she'll be involved in what we're going to be called the penalty challenge, the Monday Football Penalty Challenge. And as usual, there's a cash reward. I have about 2,000 Kenya shillings right here. 2,000 Kenya shillings, where one of these ladies, they are positioned here. I can tell you there's an interesting twist. And you can see this lady right here. She's the captain. She's called Paris. And just to find out whether or not this particular garment that we have covering her eyes actually covers her eyes completely, I'll ask her, Paris, how many fingers am I holding up? I'm standing ahead of you. Nimeka vidole ngapi juu? How many fingers? 3 fingers. 3 fingers. Well, you can see that she cannot be able to see. We have prevented her vision. So what she'll be doing is that she's covered, but we will lead her to the penalty spot kick. And Waiga Maura is joining me in just a moment just to do exactly that. And what she will do is to try and score with her eyes covered, because we do know these players are very adept at actually achieving a penalty spot kicks. And you can see there Waiga Maura leading her. I can tell you for a fact she's not too aware of exactly where she is, but one thing is key, she knows where the ball is. There we go. And in just a moment, she'll be taking the penalty kick. Paris, can you hear me? If you can hear me, raise your right hand. There we go. Now, the instructions are very simple. You're going to take a penalty spot kick. And when I say go, kick the ball, okay? 1, 2. Anything is possible for you. Anything is fine for you. She's asking whether or not she can go back. That is fine. You can take your penalty. I'm telling you in 1, 2, 3, go. Well, that was our first attempt. We'll be having another player. You can see there Paris sitting down. Disappointing. She tried a lot. The ball had direction, but unfortunately didn't find its mark. So we'll be having another striker, I believe. We'll be taking the challenge, the penalty challenge, a unique challenge this afternoon where we're going to cover the eyes of the players. Paris assists us this time. I can see her there, covering. Just tell us about yourself. Which position do you play?
Okay, I'm Doris Anyango.
Yes, Doris.
I'm fullback.
You're a fullback?
Yeah.
How many fingers am I holding?
None.
None?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Am I smiling or am I frowning?
Frowning.
Okay, now, Waiga Maura assists her there to the penalty spot kick. We've had one attempt, unsuccessful attempt. She positions herself. Will she also ask for the opportunity to go back a bit? If you can hear me, just raise your left hand. Good. Now the instructions are simple. You're going to take a penalty kick. When I say go, that's when you'll do it. Not now, but I'll cue you. Are you ready? She says she's ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Well, interesting there. You can tell you for a fact that so far, 2 attempts, none successful. We have another player here. Just introduce yourself as she's being tied there.
Okay, I'm Beatrice Lucy.
Beatrice.
Yeah.
So which position do you play in?
Any defense line.
Any defense line.
Yes.
So, am I holding the ball or not? Can you see me holding the ball or not?
I can't see anything.
You can't see anything.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we want. So, she's going to do the penalty challenge. She's taken to the penalty spot kick. There. She's just aware of her surroundings. And we'll go as quickly as we can possibly. If you can hear me, just raise your right hand. That's your left hand. There we go. So, 1, 2, 3, go. Well, Waiga Maura, it seems that this afternoon, Michael Kinyi, this afternoon, it seems that no one will be winning this cash money. Let's hope this final attempt can actually be successful, Michael Kinyi. And just tell us about yourself as Paris, the captain of the women's homeless street soccer team, ties her to ensure that she cannot see anything. Can you see me?
No.
Good. Just tell us about yourself. How long have you been playing street soccer?
I'm just in trials right now.
You're in the trials?
Yes.
So you're hoping to make the team?
Yes.
So the coach will be watching you keenly as you take this penalty?
Yes.
Okay then, I'm sure you've been following the rest of the attempts by your fellow teammates or future teammates. Simple, just take a spot kick. Waiga Maura assists you there, just to know exactly. You can see they are trying as much as possible to find our positioning. There we go. Wait, just wait. The rules are simple. I'll just tell you 1, 2, 3, and then you will go, and then you'll attempt your sport kick. Are we clear? Nod your head if you understand. Okay, she understands. She touches the ball once again. Positions it. There we go. Takes a few steps back. 1, 2, 3, go!
No, I think we'll have a challenge the coach. If the coach can't score, we'll score.
Does she get a second chance, no? Second chance.
I think
give her another
give her a
chance.
second chance. But first, of course, we have to ensure that the rules and regulations are still in place. Which hand am I raising? Left hand, then you can see. So it needs to be tightened faster, Paris. Are you guessed? Are you sure? Just confirm, Paris, our assistant there. Just confirm that it's tight, ensure that she cannot see. What she tried there, I'm yet to understand. Mike, I think it was a slasher kick.
She assumed the ball is nearer than where she was.
It's interesting the fact that
if they can't score, I think I'll score. And I'll
you're able to score?
I will.
Okay. The coach also says that
it's one kick, me and the coach.
If she doesn't score, then the challenge will be put to Mike Okinyi and the head coach of the women's street soccer team. There we go. I believe it's tight. There, she can't tell where she is. Mike Okinyi will assist her.
Okay.
To know exactly where she is.
Move.
To the sport kick.
Yeah, there is the ball. There you
She
have
places her hands to the ball. She moves back. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, she says she's ready. 1, 2, 3, go. Nice attempt, but he didn't find its mark. Went to the top left side of the corner. Mike Okinyi.
Coach, do you want to go first or I go first?
Well, the coach has said that we'll take it first.
Okay.
We can see there the head coach of the women's homeless street soccer team, Alex Mwangi, a former player, played in 2006. Now he takes the role of a striker on the Monday Football Challenge. 2,000 Kenya shillings up for grabs. You can see himself there warming up.
Yes, there's the ball.
Let's see if he can walk the talk, Mike Okinyi.
I think it's all about you don't move away from the ball.
Yes.
If you move away from the ball, you won't have it.
Okay.
But if you're nearer to it,
yes,
that's when you'll have it.
Okay, coach, if you're ready. Once again, just to make sure that he knows where the ball is. He doesn't want to do what happened earlier. Coach, if you can hear me, raise your left hand. Okay, coach. In 1, 2, 3, go. Mike Okinyi. Mike Okinyi, do you want to attempt it still?
Should I not?
Do you want to attempt it?
Let me put it to the jury. Should I attempt as well? Okay.
Okay.
I should.
Before Mahiga Mwaura interacts with one of our guests this afternoon, Mike Okinyi posed the challenge.
Coach tight.
The coach stepped up to the plate and he delivered. He put the ball in the back of the net, blindfolded. We can see the president there assisting us, just placing the ball. Mike Okinyi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I swear this is darkness.
Okay, there you go. The president of the Homeless Street Soccer assisting him.
This is the ball.
Okay.
Mike, you do know that depending on the results right here, you could be making your debut on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know that much.
So you have to ensure that it's a memorable one. So I'll take the microphone from you, Mike Okinyi.
No problem.
To ensure that you are able to achieve this. So you know the rules. So it'll be very simple for you. 1, 2, 3, go. Superb strike, Mike Okinyi. Of course, unfortunately, it was blocked. The goalkeeper managed to get it, but a very nice strike, Mike Okinyi. You are aware of your surroundings.
Okay. Moas has won that one.
He's won it.
I will allow it.
And as promised, 2,000 Kenya shillings was up for grabs, and we'll be handing it over to the coach. Congratulations, coach. And Wahiga Mwaura, of course, will be interacting with one of the players of the women's street soccer team who was quite the story, Wahiga Mwaura.
Even as we wind up, one of the questions that we've received today in our feedback is somebody asking, why are you calling these ladies homeless? They look so well dressed, they look like they're taking care of themselves. Why the name homeless? And I think Agnes Olwochia can best exemplify that, just where she has come from. Briefly, Agnes, share with us your story.
Rosemary, not Agnes.
Rosemary, share with us your story.
Okay.
Kwa majina naitwa Rosemary Aluoch. Street soccer imenitoa Damside Dandora. Hata life yangu haikuwa poa sana juu unapata mamangu alikufa kama niko na 13 years. Kwa Damside nilipata unwanted pregnant, but all in all nilimake trip Homeless World Cup 208. Hiyo 208 ilinibadilisha, nikapata Good Samaritan na akanirudisha shule. Nimemaliza high school 2014 ambapo nangoja kwenda St. Paul University. Na huyo sponsor bado amekubali kuendelea kunifundisha paka pali ndamaliza.
Kama initiative ya Homeless haingekuwa, what sort of opportunities do you think ungekuwa nazo?
Singekuwa na opportunity yoyote juu street soccer ndio imenifungua macho. Juu bila street soccer sasa singekuwa kwa Harambee Starlet team. Juu imekuwa kama channel ya kunifungulia njia ya kuonekana all over world.
Swali ya mwisho ni, now that you know what you know, ni nini unafanya kusaidia maybe wale bado wako homeless, wako mtaa, wako Dandora kwa Damside and they don't see a good future?
Okay, nilikame up na idea baada ya kutoka Homeless World Cup. Nikaform a group inajiita Dandora Damside Rehabilitation Group. Na deal na watoto na wa transform, yani kuwa rehabilitate back to school, na nawatumia through sports ndio ni wa rehabilitate.
Na swali ya mwisho, serikali wengi wanasikiza this interview today, what more can we do to ensure that homeless ichukue as many homeless people as possible, wape future, wape hope pia?
Mimi Kenya ningeomba serikali ijaribu kuchipin juu sisi madem future yetu ni kidogo, na tukitiliwa manane tunaweza kuwa mtu bila sahihi niko mtu. Ningeombelea government iingilie street football juu inabadilisha maisha ya watu. Kasa hii unapata hii timu yetu hapa tuko na challenges kubwa sana, hatuna ticket ya kwenda kwa competition. Na pia saa hii federation imeingia inapenda women football. Mwendwa na assistant wake Doris yes, wako willing kuendelesha mpira ya wanawake. Vile wanaongea kulingana vile tulikuwa kambi huko ya Harambee Starlet, wako na potential ya kuinua wasichana than wanaume. Juu wanajua wasichana watawapeleka World Cup than wanaume.
Thank you. Thank you, Rosemary. Very strong points there. Very amazing and inspirational story. She shared that with me before we came for this interview, and her story just really touches one's heart. Where she started from, where she is now, and what she's looking to do to ensure that other young girls out there also have the same opportunities. Well, unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and that's all the time we had today on Monday Football. I believe Mike and Dong are ready just to wrap up the show, and of course read some social media feedback as well if possible. Mike and Dong, over to you.
Well, thank you, Wahiga. That's an inspirational story. I think those are stories that we'll be following up for you, especially on Citizen Weekend Sports. And right now, it's been fun and times here at the City Stadium. The ground is boiling. My shoes, I'm feeling some heat that is not normal. And I think they deserve lunch.
Absolutely, Michael Kenya. Indeed, just hearing their stories, just understanding where these ladies have come from, the kind of background that these players come from, is quite touching, quite inspirational. And as you were watching, I'm very sure you noticed they're very good footballers here, Michael Kenya.
They can't play football. And you see, they're looking at football. Most of them, they say that they see football as their way out of poverty. So, from me and the crew today, we are buying them lunch. After this, tunaingia hapa Bama, hapa nyuma. So there's something they need to do for us, no?
Yes, I understand that each time that they celebrate, they won the title in 2011, and they did quite that celebration. And we'll just be joining them in just a moment as they prepare for us. You can see themselves there lining Michael Kenya.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll hand over the microphone to you
so that somebody can tell us,
there.
Exactly. So they can tell us exactly what they'll be doing. These are members of the women's street soccer team, and I don't know who leads this dance. If you're the one leads this dance, who is it? You look. Interesting how they're pointing each other. So I'll go to you. So just utatuambia vile hii dance yenu inakuanga na nini mnaenda kufanya kabla muifanye. Ni ufanya nini?
Tumefunga bao. Tukiwa tumefunga bao. Tuna hiyo nini yetu tuna jump mara 3 alafu tuna show.
Hiyo si selfie dance ile ya Koffi Olomide.
No. Hatu dance hivi. Tuna jump.
Muna jump?
Yeah.
Okay, sawa.
Yeah, hivi.
Unaruka hivyo?
Hapo.
Thank you very much, of course. Thank you so much, of course, this afternoon for joining us on the Monday Football Show. We wind up with members of the women's street soccer team as they do their dance. From me on this end, I'd say goodbye for now. Fanyeni dance.
chicken and with a monkey. If I check, I just say you the hungry. Why you yak about the social bossy? Me woo ya the nana metiase. When they mean your pay will be an inviate. Man, I made a bench so I flower will be up for handkerchief from the family. What else?
Ah, Jésus Seigneur. Ahmed Bakayoko, l'homme du peuple. Jean-François Ndengue. Ndengue, le fils de paix. Allez temporiser. Il a le fils de payer. Allez temporiser. Chouma. Il a le fils de paix. Allez temporiser. Le boss Paul Obambi. Dans la photo. Tout est convoqué. Écoutez.